Hello everyone and welcome to Gierok Farms. It is the opening day of deer season here in Wisconsin, and I'm going to bring you guys along with me. I think I've done it now the past 2 years, so we're going to keep up with that, and hopefully we have some luck this year. I'm going to see if one of my brothers want to take a camera along with them, so hopefully we get some luck. Mason, he's got a lot of stuff on camera, as you guys seen. If you pay attention to the channel, he put some food plots in, moved some tree stands. He's been building them awesome shacks, so it should be a jam-packed hunting season. So the preparation's been done. Now it's just time to have some luck and time for some deer to show up.
Welcome back, guys. I don't know what Aaron started with the video so far, but we just got settled in here, at least me and my uncle have. We've been in our stands for about 30 to 45 minutes already, and it's just starting to get light out, shooting light. Me, myself, I haven't seen anything yet, and I don't know if my uncle has or not, but a lot of the deer that he sees, I should be able to see myself. Aaron, he's hunting on the other side of the farm. We're kind of in a nice big circle, if you want to think about it that way. I know maybe in a recent video we showed off a little bit of my new hunting line, but it's got 4 windows all the way around, and I got my wood stove going right now. I'm not cooking breakfast off that in probably a half an hour to an hour here once she gets warm enough. I know a lot of people have been telling me, oh, those deer are going to smell that wood smoke and whatnot, but you got to think there's a lot of people in our area that still heat their houses with wood smoke, and I actually don't think it really bothers the deer whatsoever. I still think it's a pretty natural scent to them. A lot better than that propane heaters and whatnot. I think they'd get more spooked by that. But yeah, I'll get back to you guys when there's action occurs. So it's about 8 o'clock. Haven't seen anything yet, but the one thing I am looking forward to is right now I got breakfast going. So hopefully that's done here in another 10 minutes or so. It's a slower cook, but you know, you can't complain. Hopefully I see something here soon, but as of right now, no luck.
Alright, checking in. It's about 9 o'clock, so we've been sitting now for a few hours. Not a crazy amount of activity, but we did have some. I don't know if the camera picked it up, but over here to my left, I had 2 deer come down this draw. The one was a spike or a 4-point. It was hard to see through the brush. And then there was another one, which was a big doe or another small buck. And they hung out down in here for maybe 25 minutes. And over there, about 60 yards away, is a line fence for the neighbors. So even if I did have a good shot, they weren't on our side of the fence. With this spot, we're looking for deer to pretty much come up and crest this ridge here. And that's when we would take our opportunity. After about 25 minutes of them sitting down in there, they must have caught my scent or something. The wind kind of swirls up in here. It's a light breeze today, very light. The one started to blow. They kind of took off back up the draw, up the hill here. And that's all she wrote. It is what it is. Alright, it's about 30 minutes later, checking back in, and I haven't seen any activity since I got winded out here, so I'm gonna crawl down here and we're gonna head back to the truck. We can hear the heifers and dry cows on the front side of the pasture here. We gotta move closer to the buildings, but they're still on pasture, and I can kind of hear them headed this way. I can hear the bells. We'll be able to check up on them girls on our way out as well. On my way out here, I have to pay close attention because in the past couple of years hunting, the most luck I've had is just wandering around. The last bigger buck that I harvested was moving from one drive to another, just kind of moseying along. Right place, right time kind of deal. And then the one before that, it was the last day of the season. Just going to get my trail camera, and me and the deer ran into each other, and that's all she wrote. So I've kind of been trained into to think that all the effort of setting up a stand and sitting in it is all fun and games, but the only time I've ever really gotten anything done is just wandering around. How's it going, girl? How you doing? Yeah, what's going on? You ain't seen any deer, have you? She's like, what are you doing out here? She is confused. It's awesome how this mixed bag of grass that we have out on the pasture, that diversified grazing, that diversified crop of grass really caters to a full season of grazing, a later season of grazing. As you can see, these girls are still finding lush green stuff that has some nutritional value, even when it's, you know, freezing at night yet. So I think Dad is supplementing their diets a bit. I think he is giving them some grain, and of course, like all summer, he's been giving them some mineral. But instead of cleaning pens more often or feeding, you know, an abundance amount of hay and silage, we can take advantage of this nice fall we're having and keep the girls on pasture. All right, we got out of all the big heavy winter gear. I was reminded by my sweatshirt, make sure to check out GierokFarms.com, our very own website where my wife and I pack the orders. We got awesome hoodies like these and colors to choose from. Same with t-shirts, hats. We do not have blaze orange stocking caps yet, but we do have blaze orange baseball caps. So make sure to check those out at GierokFarms.com. Anyways, time to get back to the video and warm up here. So I just got done with my morning sit. I'd say it's about 10:30 right now, 10:45. I didn't see much for deer this morning. I seen one doe, possibly a small buck, run across. It was probably a good over 500 yards away towards my uncle. But other than that, it's been pretty slow. I haven't even heard much for gunshots in the area. Normally you hear a lot more in the mornings around here, but I guess everybody must be having a slow morning. To get a better view of what I was hunting this morning, kind of hunting on top of the hill from the farm to where I can see most of our hay fields up here, down into the valleys and whatnot. Most of the shots up here, I'd say a closer shot's a good 150, 200 yards. I've shot deer out of here years prior. Actually, my first time sitting up here, I probably seen 20 deer in the morning that year. It seemed pretty promising then, but it seems like it's getting a little slower and slower every year. You know, that's hunting. Deer change their patterns and whatnot. But I'm gonna regroup with my uncle and see what the plan is. We might drive some deer yet this morning, or decide to go have some lunch and then sit the rest of the day. Go see what my other relatives are up to if they want to go and drive their land. I just regrouped with my uncle. He said that he's seen a couple deer this morning. What'd you see, Jim?
Seen 3 doe just on their own. I'm guessing they were bedded up there. They didn't look like in a hurry or nothing. They just kind of wandered around. They wanted to stay in the woods though. And then I seen that one deer just clear the fence. I happened to be looking the right way, and then another one cleared the fence. I didn't see the last one clear. And one wandered around, and I could tell after a while that the first one was a doe, and we had a 4-pointer, really small 4, and a pretty nice 6. And noses on the ground, and they were after her. Circled around me, and they cut the goose line, but they were there for a long time. So half, 3/4 of an hour I watched them. I thought they're gone, but you kind of lose track of them in the woods and they come back, so that's kind of nice.
So yeah, I guess you could say that you couldn't complain. At least you seen deer this morning.
Yes.
A lot more than me.
That was nice. At least you kind of wonder if you're doing anything right or not. And I guess one thing I could say, I thought them would have chased when I first seen them that second bunch, or that doe and that, but then afterwards I figured out that they were the ones doing the chasing. So nothing got chased into us. Nothing. I think they walked in on their own. Well, I guess we'll get back to you guys later. This morning, nobody got anything yet, but there's still quite a bit of hunting season left to go. All right, back down in the yard here. Dad just finished milking. I'm gonna help him a little bit here with some of that after milking chores. He wants to scrape this out and then take a load of manure out before he lets the cows out. So I'm gonna go get the tractor and the spreader while he heads over there with the skid steer and starts scraping out the yard. Back in the yard here now, and he was just giving me crap about leaving early. And then he's got the cell cam up there in the radish garden up there, and he said he knew I was leaving before I knew I was leaving.
The eyes in the woods.
I figured there'd be a little delay, but it must have been pretty spot on.
That camera will send me a photo within a minute.
Yeah, I should have mooned him or something. Give him something to look at.
Well, it looked like you were squatting, like you were almost taking a dump up there, but who knows what was going on.
Yeah, are we gonna do a deer drive this afternoon?
We're still regrouping and figuring out what's going on, so we'll see what happens.
I think after we get done in the barnyard, I think Dad and I could come with.
Yeah, we'll see what Uncle Bob's doing and his kids if they want to drive deer.
All right, well, sounds good. At least everybody's seen something. All right, we're setting up a drive. Dad, Mason, and I, we're gonna drive this stretch of woods here called the Coolie, is what we're in right now. And we're gonna drive this one side. It's a real big, long stretch. So Jim's up on top and he just took a shot at something. Hopefully he got it. Only one shot, so. There we got another one going. There's a fawn running up the hill. Yeah, you got two of them now. They're going up top. Two whitetails headed towards the poster, so. Oh, I'm fat and out of shape. Ugh. I don't know if you guys can see over there very well, but that little shack over there is my cousin's hunting blind. They actually call it the crap shack. I'm pretty sure that's because it was made out of some old cattle building or whatnot. But looks like he did a pretty good job building it. I give him props. He's only in mid-high school right now, so for how old he is, that's pretty good, I'd say. Oh, somebody's seeing something. I'm assuming it's probably those two that we seen running through the woods here earlier. About halfway through this long stretch of woods, just heard another shot from one of the posters on that end somewhere. Let's see if we got anything to show for it once we get on that end. Is there anything down there, Mason?
I don't see nothing.
Oh, somebody hit her. Yeah. I think I got her. Who got that original first shot? They're the ones that dropped them the first time.
I'm gonna go post up on top of this hill in case they spook anything out over here. God, that shouldn't have tipped me 4 shots. That's pathetic. At least we got her.
All right, we're on to the next drive. The last drive went well. We got one big doe and then a buck fawn off the drive, so nothing antlered yet. Now we're back on the home farm here, and we're gonna drive out all the pockets on this side of the farm. So we got a group on the far end towards the building stage, and then the other half of us are gonna start up here and see if we can kick a couple more deer up.
What's your odds for this drive?
I think we'll see 2 or 3 again. It was we seen a lot of deer on the last drive. There was 5 total deer. So
We're gonna say it's brown is down unless it's got little horns.
yeah.
Aaron, do you want me to go out on the end further, or do you want to go further down? Yeah, somebody should walk the edge. Make sure somebody gets way down in there first. Last year this time, that log pile over there, it was actually Thanksgiving Day. Before dinner, me, Aaron, and Dad were dragging out those logs out of that gully down there when we were redoing the fence. And God, some of those logs are gotta be a couple feet in diameter. They're some pretty big ones. I don't know if we had a chain come undone last time or chain broke. That was pretty eventful. I think we actually videotaped that. Seems like these drives are always a big hit or miss. Some years we'll kick 4 or 5 deer out of these little pockets, and other years there's nothing here. But it's always kind of hard. Our line fence goes right through the woods here, and the woods continues onto the neighbors. So even if there is deer in there, it's not always guaranteed to boot out on ours. This woods, I was actually curious on putting a food plot in here next year, just to see how that does. But after gun hunting this fall, I'll probably have to clear out a spot in there for it, put a stand up so deer get used to it. I think my dad switched his guns from the last drive too. He was using the 30-30, but we got Remington shells for that. But I don't know why, it seems like Remington shells don't like to feed very well, so that 30-30 kept jamming on him, so he switched to the 44, which honestly, he always likes being in the woods and driving anyway, so that 44 is probably just fine. That 30-30 will shoot a bit further, but looking at the box of shells, it should be right on at 100, and once you get to 200, that's already dropping 9 inches, or 8.5 to 9 inches, which is quite a bit. That 30-30 is a fun gun to shoot in the woods, but also dangerous, those lever actions. But his 44 and 30-30 lever actions are both Henrys, which are nice guns, don't get me wrong. A little bit more of a show gun than a actual game hunting gun, but they get the job done. We got one longer drive to do yet. This one always seems to produce a little bit better. The deer don't have as many places to go in this patch of woods. And this is honestly one of the smaller patches of woods we have on the farm, and yet sometimes we kick the most deer out of here. It's kind of nuts. It's the only small little patch that there is a woods for a while, so I don't know why the deer would be in there. They got to cross all the way across the valley to get back into the woods, unless they circle back and come back onto ours or the neighbors. But as of right now, we got one deer to clean, and my uncle's got one as well, but I don't know if he'll bring that over here to skin it out, or if he'll skin it at home with his kids. We'll see what happens. The hill we're on is called Suicide Hill. I'm sure we referenced it as that
few times what we're walking, me and Aaron are walking in right now is the cow pasture. We'll take first crop off of this right away and then electric fence it off. Electric fence it off to be pasture. It doesn't pay to bring the machinery up here all the time for how steep this hillside is. See any deer this morning, Oben?
Nothing. I haven't seen a single thing today. A live deer.
We're driving this. They're already posted up to over there. I don't know. I'd rather drive it this way than drive it that way.
Well, they're gonna run where they want, but yeah.
Well, we gotta walk back to the truck anyways. Why don't we bring it up in this way? We get a poster or two, one or two over here.
Maybe she can go up here on a knob. Or what do you think? Unless you want to wait.
You a sharpshooter, Megan?
Yeah, she's a sharpshooter. You can tell that. She takes deer.
Yeah, we could do that.
Well, I don't know.
Or Elvin, if you wanted to get some shooting too, you could sit up here.
Unless you want to run part way this way and watch these ditches. A lot of times they'll shoot up or he'll cut across. He'll get shot.
They're posted up. I'm sure Aaron's on that back side. We got a guy there.
Who is that?
Hannah, maybe.
Oh.
That's what I assume.
Yeah.
But if we could get at least one here, once we get over there, we can send Aaron back a little bit and we can drive it this way. One of us walk on the bottom here and watch the pockets. I think that'd work.
Alright, we're on the final drive of the day. I'm in the back corner of the farm here. We're driving all these small pockets here to my right. Figured we could do all these small pockets before the end of the day. By the time we're done, we'll be out of light, so it'll be time to wrap it all up.
There's Dad hauling manure. Right as we're ending the drive here. Coming up on these last pockets. I think all we seen was that doe that I kicked up early, trying to get around the back side here. Which is a bummer. She must have snuck out the back before I could get around the corner. But it is what it is. It's hunting. It's all part of it. Taking advantage of this nice fall we're having, getting to these back pastures and fertilizing it while we can. Especially now that the dry cows and heifers are done back here. We want to take advantage of it and let that manure settle in over winter and incorporate itself and revitalize the pasture. Build up the fertility. All right, we're back here at the farm. We got those 2 deer that were harvested today, and we're gonna skin them up and get them all processed. Not fully processed, but get them hanging and get them ready to make into some nice packaged meat, a good meal. So
Hopefully we'll make hamburger out of most of them.
yeah, we're hoping. If you guys got any recommendations for a grinder, it probably won't matter. We'll probably have one by then. But
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go pick up one Monday.
yeah, we wanna get to the point where we're more self-sufficient with that. In the past, we've just like cubed them up and tried to make roast out of them and stuff. But
Or if you guys have any tips on soaking your venison in anything, or
yeah, turning stuff into like snack sticks and all that would
summer
be.
sausage, any recipes like that, that'd be well appreciated.
Yeah, we'd love to hear all that down in the comments, or where you guys get that stuff. Also, leave your deer hunting stories down in the comments. We shared ours with you. Now it's time to hear about your opening day. We'd love to read that stuff. Also, if you got any trophy deer, send us that on Facebook or Instagram. Tell us about it down in the comments. But anyways, Mariska, she's happy. She's excited. So
Yeah, she gets to get all the scraps from the deer we're gonna be skinning here. So.
yep. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for sticking to the end. Make sure to check out GierokFarms.com, and we will see you next time.